Welcome back. Time now for a check on what new films are hitting theaters this weekend. For that, we're joined live this hour by film critic Richard Crouse. Good afternoon, Richard. How are you?
Good, good. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you as well. I watched the biopic about Serena and Venus Williams last night. It was so good, and there's so many other good ones this weekend to catch. So let's start with the Beatles Get Back. This one is a docu-series, right?
Boy, is it ever. It's a 468-minute docuseries. That's almost 8 hours. And what they've done is given Peter Jackson, director of Lord of the Rings, access to about 60 or 70 hours of footage that was shot while the Beatles were recording their Let It Be album. Some of that footage has been turned into a movie once before called Let It Be, which came out in 1970. This is a much different thing, though. For one thing, obviously, it's much longer. For another thing, the original film was grainy and it was dark and the sound wasn't great on it. This one has all of that cleaned up. The picture looks like it was shot yesterday. The sound is tremendous. And also the mood of it is much different. The original Let It Be movie was quite depressing. This shows the Beatles as 4 working musicians, albeit, four of the most famous musicians in the world, getting together under a very high pressure situation to make an album. And I was fascinated by it. It does have its moments where it drags. This is a film that is about people hanging out, making music, and sometimes there's not a lot of action, but I found it interesting and gave it 4 to 5 stars, and you'll find it on Disney+. The first 2 segments should be up now. The next one will be up on Saturday night.
Okay, good to know. This next movie I'm so excited about, House of Gucci, and this one stars Lady Gaga, and I think there's some criticism about her accent. So what did you think?
Well, there's criticism about a number of the accents in this film. Most of it has been directed towards Jared Leto, whose character, he plays one of the cousins of the Gucci family, is, to put it mildly, heightened. He plays it in a very stereotypical, very flamboyant kind of way. I thought Lady Gaga really pulled it off here. She plays a woman who marries into the Gucci family and then tries to manipulate her husband to move up and up and up in the ranking of the business, and it ends up ultimately in murder, betrayal, there's an affair, there's all sorts of things that happen here. It's kind of like a soap opera, but like a soap opera, it knows how to keep things entertaining all the way through. So I gave House of Gucci, which is in theaters right now, 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay, Encanto, this one's a musical comedy. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, it's a big animated film from Disney. It's their 60th animated film that they've released, and it's set in Colombia, and it centers around a magic candle that comes into the possession of a family who has been running from persecution. They get this magic candle, and all of a sudden they are given magic powers, and as we see here, the house that they live in has magic powers, and everyone's got magic powers except for the youngest daughter, and she is, of course, the one who figures out that there are cracks in this magical way that they're all living. But this is a film that I found a little bit slight on story, but the animation and the music by Lin-Manuel Miranda is so uplifting and so joyful that this one also gets a good rating. This is 4 out of 5 stars for me.
You're feeling generous this weekend, Richard. So let's find out how you felt about this last one. Come on, come on. This looks like a really beautiful black and white drama.
This is starring Joaquin Phoenix, and he plays a radio journalist who is going across the United States interviewing children. And he's doing it for a radio broadcast that he's about to make. Along the way, he brings his nephew, a little 9-year-old, played by the great, and I've never seen him before on screen, Woody Norman. And they learn about life together, and they both teach one another a little bit about growing up. So this is a quiet, small movie in black and white that tackles some very big themes, but it does so with tremendous performances from Joaquin Phoenix, and Woody Norman is tremendous in this. He's just so natural and kind of interesting to watch, and he's a precocious little kid, but he's not a precocious actor. You never feel like you're watching a child actor on screen. What you feel like is you're watching a real little boy trying to figure out what's going on around him.
Wow, true
I
talent.
gave that one 3.5 out of 5, yeah.
Okay, so much to watch this weekend, Richard. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.
Absolutely, you too. Thanks.